Hello and welcome to the new episode of CEED podcast ExCEED. Today we have with us Dr. Ketaki Barve, who is conducting a research on challenges faced by food processing units in Konkan area. And she is focusing on certain tropical fruits that are produced in the Konkan region. So let's know more about her research projects from her. We read through your proposal and we realized that you are conducting research about the challenges faced by food processing units, and especially you're focusing on the processing units that are processing mango, cashew, jackfruit, jamun, and karonda. So I just wanted to know, because this entire project is conducted under CEED, what exactly is the size of food processing that unit that you are mentioning about?
So when we talk about CEED, CEED is, as we all know, it's a Center for Excellence in Entrepreneurship Development. So we look forward for the creating an entrepreneurship for the people who are involved in specifically food processing. So my area being food processing, we are focusing upon food processing. And this particular project per se, so we are looking at the tropical fruits, and we are focusing majoritarily of the tropical fruits who has a very good potential in functional as well as nutraceutical industry going forward. So if we see the Konkan belt, that is Ratnagiri and Sindhudurga districts, we have many of the tropical fruits which are not fully utilized of their potential, because there are so many challenges, and we would like to explore those challenges so that the fruit processing industry could run for throughout the year, where the potentially employment as well as the economy can develop based on the industry, based on the industry run.
Okay. So when you say that product, so mango and cashew, these are like cash crops. We all know about it. But what about jamun or karonda or kokum and jackfruit? What are the products that are made using these fruits?
Yeah, you correctly pointed out. See, in Konkan region, what happened? There are so many tropical fruits, as you rightly said: mango, cashew, jackfruit, jamun, karunda, and even kokum. So these fruits, see, if we see the seasonality, the fruits have same season. That is, all the fruits grow from the month of, say, March to May, or March to max June. So what happened, mango and cashew being cash crop, the fruit processors or the majoritarily food processing industry focus for those two crops, obviously. But if we see nutritional point of view, there is an industry where, or there is a huge market for all these fruits or the processed product of these fruits, where we can focus, and this industry or the mango cashew industry can be supplemented through the processing of all other fruit.
Can you give one of the examples where, when you spoke about nutritious value of a fruit?
Yeah. So if we talk about, apart from mango and cashew, or even for the mango and cashew as well, we process mango as a fruit and we process cashew as a nut. So people prefer mango and its product, that is table fruit as well as pulp of the mango. So majority of the industry process of mango pulp. That is the major business in this particular belt. And the second business is of a producing or the processing of a cashew nut. But when we talk about cashew nut, there is a cashew apple, which is a fruit of nut, which is right now is completely underutilized, or we can say it is a complete wastage of that particular fruit. If we talk about that fruit, the fruit is very nutritious. It's very, the fruit is rich in vitamin C. If we calculate or if we see the figures, the fruit is second largest fruit of having rich in vitamin C. So that fruit or the processed product from the fruit can be used as a solid antioxidant. So there is a demand where we can add the fruit as well as the juice of the fruit or the powder of the fruit can be used in a nutraceutical industry. So that is one of the example. Also there are, see, jackfruit, now the vegan industry is coming up. So jackfruit has a huge potential as a vegan meat in the industry. as well as the kokum that is called as a Garcinia indica. So the kokum powder is utilized in different different diet food, for example, for diabetes, because it is also a low glycemic index fruit with high, high antioxidant capacity. So similarly, we can use and we can utilize these fruits effectively so that the industry, because the major challenge of the industry in this particular build is industry process these fruits more or less compared to mango and cashew only for 3 to 4 months.
Okay, so talking about seasonality, like you said, the season for all these fruits starts in March and goes on for like next 4 months.
Yeah.
But are there any options where we can run this industry, maybe through cold storages, through various other measures? So are you looking at that part of it?
Absolutely. So that is one of the major challenges. So if we focus about the challenges, the major challenge is we do not have foolproof harvesting techniques where we can harvest all these fruit at a similar or at a same season. Second, we do not have a pre-processing facilities where we can harvest and pre-process those fruits and can store, say, at a cold storage for the next 8 months of the entire year, so that we can process it once we done with the mango and the cashew nut season. So that is the
And when you say, what is the case currently? So for example, there must be certain employment that is generated through these units. So what happens to these people when the unit is not working in the rest of the period of the year?
If we see the ground reality, the practice is all of the employees are we can say daily wages. Majority employees are daily wages. On-roll employees are very very limited or very few. So employee majority work on a daily wages basis. But after 3 months of, say, for example, 3 months of processing, industry utilize those employees for pre-harvest or agricultural package of practice kind of work, like spraying of trees, then cleaning of areas. And if we see the rainy season, the entire industry is completely closed in a rainy season. So
because of the geographical limitations, or are there any other reasons?
One of the reason is geographical limitation is one of the reason, but we can come over upon it. So through this project, we are looking for these kind of challenges where the industry can come over, and the main aspect or the main focus is where industry can run throughout the year.
And one more, I think one of the questions that I wanted to ask was about, we are talking about the smaller scale. So are there any policy interventions available right now which are not being utilized? Or are there any suggestions from your side? Because you must have done like basic groundwork. You must have realized certain challenges. So what is the case of the policy interventions right now?
So when we talk about policy interventions, we need to look at the ease of doing business. So, when we think of these kind of businesses, all comes to ease of doing business, because at the end of day, the marketing of products and to earn something upon that is the key area. So when we talk about ease of doing business for these kind of fruit processing specifically, the policy plays important role. But if we see this kind of build, or when we talk about nano enterprises where the turnover is between, say, annual turnover is between 10 lakh to 1 crore, where a single proprietor is handling all those operations. So in that case, what happened? Though there are policies, few policies are there. I can take one example, which is a recent example of a ODOP, which is called as a one district, one product, where mango has been listed under ODOP. So for Ratnagiri district, yeah. So the mango fruit can fall under ODOP, and where under that scheme, an individual as well as FPO or FPC can take the benefit of these kind of schemes. But the major problem is, first is about awareness. Second, we have though we have say FSSAI as a regulatory for India, the structure is very complex. Complex as in it has registration, licensing and other rules and regulations regarding products, but it is not really easy for those entrepreneurs to understand, or basically small entrepreneurs to understand and follow these kind of rules and regulations. So that we need to look at where we can simplify those and increase their awareness so that the implementation becomes easy. That is a second challenge. The third challenge is the connection between the supply chain. The connection as in when there is a single proprietor, he has to look at right from harvesting of the fruit, because majoritarily in this particular belt, people have their own orchards. People people have their orchards, they harvest their produce and then they process. So simultaneously the proprietor is farmer as well as a processor as well as a marketer. So he or she has to go through many roles.
Okay, so entire cycle is happening within that one unit only per se.
So for that purpose, he or she needs to understand the market demand. He or she needs to understand the rules and regulations for, say, labeling, packaging, the recent technology. So all these are, these are all linked to the supply chain, and the connection between those is missing, what we feel on a primary, with the primary survey. So we need to analyze and understand what kind of, say, maybe a small policies for, say, a specific component can work for those kind of people and how we can go ahead. So that is the motto of the project.
So if I have understood it correctly, you are trying to figure out mainly detailed challenges faced by these nano enterprises, as mentioned earlier, and the fruits, specific fruits. And then there are supply chain issues. Then there is irregularity of because of the season, fruit season. And then apart from that, there are certain policy interventions that need to be done. So I think all these three things would be addressed, or you would try to address all these challenges through your project. All right. Thank you very much, Ketaki ma'am, for being here with us and sharing this information with our audiences. So soon we will keep you posted on the updates of the project, what exactly is going on in the project, what will be the outcomes, and also, like she mentioned, policy interventions or outcomes that we can as a center do. So stay tuned and subscribe to our YouTube channel.